Naji here. So we are continuing our discussion with LangChain, and in this video we will be discussing on text splitters. And in our last video we have introduced what is a text splitter, and we discussed about the character text splitter, which is a length based text splitter. And in this video we will be discussing on a recursive character text splitter, which is a text structure based text splitter. Okay, so we'll see how this work. And in our last video we have discussed we have to install, or we have to run the requirement.txt file, or we have to install LangChain text splitters package. Okay, and from LangChain we can use text splitters, and here we can import the recursive character text splitter. Okay, and this is a text that we are going to split. First we can write a set of code. Okay, then we can explain on that. Okay, splitter, I can have a recursive character text splitter. Here I am going to give a chunk size is going to 50, and chunk overlap, we have discussed these terms in our last video, 20. Now let me have the splitter dot split text. Okay, because we are using the split text because we are splitting this text file, not the document. And the splitter text will split that. Now let me have a for loop. We can enumerate the chunk, we can print what all things we can print. We can have the chunk which is equal to I plus 1, and I can print the chunk. Okay, now I can print the length of each chunk. I can have length of chunk. Here I can mention length. Okay, so here we are splitting it recursively, and we can see the chunk size is 50 and overlap is 20. Okay, and if you look on this, each chunk, there are nearly 14 chunks are there, and each chunk size is less than 50. Okay, so maximum chunk size is 49. And one more thing, there is a overlap of 20. So here we can see the overlap of 20. Here this is the ending for the chunk 1, and it is start again with the emmet. Okay, that means it has a overlap of 20. Okay, and we'll see how this work. Actually, the recursive text splitter is splitting the text recursively by default. Okay, it has a separator. The separator is something like work like this: /n, then it has a /n, then it has a space, and it has a character level splitter. So what happens, first the recursive character splitter try to split it with the /n. Okay, then it will get a chunk, and it will check, okay, any of the chunk is greater than the chunk size. So here the chunk size is 50. So if it is greater than chunk size 50, it will call the /n again. Okay, and this will recursively split all the chunks based on the /n. Then it will check that it is any chunk size is greater than the maximum chunk size, that is 50. If it is so, it will split with the space. Okay, and it will check, okay, each chunk size is greater than the maximum chunk size provided, and if it is so, it will split with the character level. Okay, so this is how the recursive character splitter text splitter works, and we can see how easily we can demonstrate this. Okay, and this is one of the mostly used recursive text splitter. Okay, so first let me add a separator. Okay, here we are going to add a /n, then comma. Now let me execute this. So here we can see there is only one chunk and its length is 450. Okay, because here just remember this, there is only one /n is there. I mean there is no /n, that is why it is not splitting. Okay, so it cannot split further. Now what we can do, let me copy and let me paste it here and let me make it /n. Executing, then we can see that we have a chunk size of 4, right? And again it has the length is too high, 125, 109, 104, 111, right? But unfortunately there is no other separators available, so this is the maximum that recursive character text splitter can do. Okay, so what we can do, let me add a space also. Execute. So here it has a 14 chunks and everything seems to be in a maximum chunk, less than the maximum chunk, right? Okay, this is also good. Okay. Now let me show you one, let me make one small change. Okay, here this is the first one, and here I am going to add some junk values. Okay, I am without any space, I am teaching LangChain and its splitters, just without any space. We'll see how this works. Okay, now let me execute this. Okay, let me add few more letters. Okay, here see how this, see here we can see that chunk 2 its size is 53. Okay, because there is no space here, right? So first it will split with /n, then /n, then space, but unfortunately here we don't have any kind of a space available, and this single text itself is more than 50, right? So to solve this, what I can do is I can add one more thing, that is the space. I mean that's the character level. So if we add this double quote, this means we have to split with the character level. Now we can execute this. See, now the problem is solved, right? Here we can see that chunk 2, that is splitting with respect to 49, then the remaining will be captured here in the chunk 3, right? So again, just to repeat, we will have a /n splitting, then it will check the chunk size, then it will check the /n, then see that okay, chunk size is matching. If not, it will with the space, and again it will with the character level. Okay, so that is how the recursive character splitter works. Okay, now we can see one more thing. This is similar to the document loader. I mean, we can see how can we load or can split the document, which is similar to the character text splitter. So let me add the loader. Okay, here we can have a document loaders. Let me import text loader. Here I can have a loader can be text loader. Let me give the path here. So all the data files are available in my GitHub repo, so you guys can download and use it. Okay, docs can be loader dot load. Fine. Now what I can do, I can split the docs, right? For that splitter data will be, what we can do, I can have a recursive splitter is there. I can use split document. Here I can pass the document equal to docs. I can check the length of the data. 1226 is the length of the data. I mean 1226 chunks are there, and I can have as data dot 0 dot page content. This will give the page content size, and we can see the length of the page content, how this works. You can see length will be, so length is 45. Okay, so this meets our constraint, that is the chunk size. Now let me check one more thing, as data dot 1 dot page content. Okay, here also we can see this is the second chunk, and the overlapping is working fine, right? So here says Madam Vice President, our first, right? So here we can see that from our first it is overlapping started, like 20 characters before the overlapping started, which will give more contextual information to the LLM model. Okay, so I believe this is clear. I will upload this document to the GitHub repo. You guys can download and you guys can check it out. Okay, so that is all about in this video. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.